ran outside and told his real mom everything. Turns out the thing in the kitchen was...
Shout out to dogeok. This is I don't know if it's completely AI or what.
A man noticed something strange
but
about his
these are
piano.
absolutely sick. I'm going to react to them and say what I think about the channel.
Night at exactly midnight, a single piano key played by itself. At first, he thought he was just tired from staying up too late, but it kept happening every night. Then he remembered something. The grand piano had been given to him years ago by his old music teacher, who restored abandoned pianos. The next morning, he called him and asked if there was anything unusual about it. His teacher froze. Did it only play one key? The man nodded. His teacher quietly said, "Leave before it finishes the song." That night, another key played, then another, then another. The man ran toward the front door to leave, but before he could, someone softly said, "Why are you running away from this beautiful song?" Man noticed something
Creepy, very creepy. I like the
strange about his piano. A little girl noticed something strange.
Actually,
A man noticed something strange about his piano. Every night at exactly midnight, a single piano key played by itself. At first, he thought he was just tired from staying up too late, but it kept happening every night. Then he remembered something. The grand piano had been given... A little girl noticed something strange about her mother every night. No matter how late it got, her mom would always fix her blanket, then quietly leave with... A man noticed... A little girl noticed something...
Actually, we can just watch the most popular. I'm gonna watch the most popular.
A girl woke up to her mom whispering beside her bed. "Come sleep in my room," she whispered urgently. Half asleep, the girl nodded and followed her into the hallway. The house felt strangely quiet. As they walked, the girl noticed her mom wasn't looking back at her once. But as they passed the bathroom, the light flicked on. Her mom stepped out, confused. "Why are you up?" The girl froze. She slowly turned back. The other mom was gone. Her real mom grabbed her arm, trembling. "Did she talk to you?" The girl nodded. Her mom's voice dropped to a whisper. "Don't listen if she calls again." From down the dark hallway, the same voice came back. "Why are you talking about me like I'm not here?" Girl woke up to her mom. The little girl refused to sleep unless her closet door stayed closed. Every night, she checked it over and over before getting into bed. Her parents thought it was just a childish fear, until one night, they accidentally left the closet slightly open. Around midnight, they woke up to their daughter screaming. When they ran into her room, she was crying and pointing at the closet. Her father searched inside immediately. Nothing was there. Trying to calm her down, he asked what scared her so badly. The little girl looked at him trembling and said, "The smiling man wasn't inside the closet tonight." She slowly pointed toward the corner of the bedroom. "He was standing right there." Little girl, the teenager began noticing something terrifying about his grandfather. Every night before bed, the old man would walk through the house checking every door and window while whispering, "Not tonight." The family assumed dementia was affecting him until one evening the boy finally asked what he meant. His grandfather stared at him silently for a few seconds before answering, "Something used to follow me home when I was younger." The boy laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke. But later that night, he woke up thirsty and walked into the hallway. His grandfather was standing frozen near the front door. Slow scratching sounds echoed from the other side. Then a weak voice whispered through the wood, "Please, let me in." The boy felt relieved, thinking someone needed help. But his grandfather suddenly grabbed him tightly and whispered, "That is exactly how it speaks." Teenager began notice a young boy never slept unless his bedroom lights were on every night. Every time his parents tried turning them off after he fell asleep, he would wake up crying and turn them back on. They just thought it was just fear of the dark, so they stopped arguing with him and let it be. But one night during a power outage, the house went completely dark. The boy didn't cry. He just sat up quietly in his bed, staring at the corner of his room. His mother rushed in with a flashlight, worried he would be scared. But he wasn't looking for light. Terrified, he calmly said, "It's okay. It only comes when it's dark enough to hide." Then the flashlight flickered, and in the brief darkness, something was already standing closer there. Young boy. Have you ever wondered when you actually started to become conscious? When you were younger, you weren't really... Have you ever wondered when you actually started to become conscious? When you were younger, you weren't really there. You were just a body moving through a house, looking at people like they were background characters in a game you weren't even playing. You were a ghost in your own skin. Then one day, it just happened. Maybe you were standing in a dark hallway, sitting on the floor, and suddenly, everything finished loading. You're aware of everything. Your name, your thoughts, and the terrifying fact that you are a real person. You finally started to see. In psychology, this is called autonoetic consciousness. It's the moment you stop being a baby and finally take the controller. Most people become aware randomly, but some of you might still be running on autopilot. Wait, are you actually aware you're watching this video? Have you ever wondered when a young girl began noticing something deeply unsettling? Have you ever wondered when you actually started to become conscious? When you were younger, you weren't really there. You were just a body moving through a house, looking at people like they were background characters in a game you weren't even playing. You were a ghost in your own skin. Then one day, it just happened. Maybe you were standing in a dark hallway, sitting on the floor, and suddenly, everything finished loading. You're aware of everything. Your name, your thoughts, and the terrifying fact that you are a real person. You finally started to see. In psychology, this is called autonoetic consciousness. It's the moment you stop being a baby and finally take the controller. Most people become aware randomly, but some of you might still be running on autopilot. Wait, are you actually aware you're watching this video? A young girl began noticing something deeply unsettling about
this video.
her favorite stuffed toy. Every night before she went to sleep, she always placed the toy on a high shelf facing the bedroom wall. But every single morning when she woke up, the toy was
I think I've seen a couple.
sitting on the floor, staring directly at her bed. At first, she assumed she was just sleepwalking and moving the toy herself. To prove it, she
See,
decided
when I was younger, let's just say I had plushies and they just moved by themselves. Like I would have them in one area of my house, and now they're like in the kitchen.
to run a test. She locked her
making a sandwich.
bedroom door tightly, placed the toy facing the wall, and forced herself to stay awake. Around 3 a.m., she saw the toy's head slowly rotate. Then its plush arms twitched. It climbed off the shelf and carefully walked toward her bed. Screaming, she turned on the light. The toy froze instantly, but when she looked up, her actual stuffed toy was still sitting untouched on the shelf.
Why are usually all teddy bears?
The thing sitting on her bed was trying to copy her toy. A man refused to go to the bathroom unless his brother was with him. Every night he called for his brother. A young boy never slept unless both of his parents. A man refused to go to the bathroom unless his brother was with him. Every night he called for his brother. Hey, come with me. His brother always showed up.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna try and guess. That was, I don't know. I actually do, I think. I haven't seen this one, I don't think. I'm gonna guess it isn't his brother, actually. It's like some random, like, ghost or something. Or a demon or whatever, or a skinwalker, I don't know. But I think it's not his brother.
Even though he thought he was being paranoid, he would just stand outside
I just now noticed the title, by the way.
the bathroom and wait. One night, the man called again. Hey, come with me. Footsteps answered almost immediately. His brother was already there. They walked together in silence. The man went inside, trying to ignore the strange feeling in his chest. When he opened the door, his brother was still there, just standing there, not moving. The man hesitated. Are you okay? His brother didn't move. He just stared. Then slowly, he whispered, I'm not your brother. Shut!
Knew it. I called it. And no, I did not see that title.
And refused to go to the young boy never slept unless both of his parents were in the room. Every night they stayed beside his bed until he fell asleep. If one of them left, he would immediately wake up. His parents never thought much of it. One night, his mother finally asked why. The boy said, because it only appears when nobody's looking. His parents looked confused. That night they
See,
decided
that's why you should install a camera.
to stay
So
awake
it
and watch hours. A girl noticed something incredibly frightening in her house late at night. Every night after midnight, she heard her mother calling her name from downstairs. You probably discovered an animal and you didn't even know it. You look at the bugs, birds, or frogs in your backyard, assuming every single one has already been named by scientists. But in reality, millions of undiscovered species are hiding right in front of you. There's this one guy who uploaded a photo of a colorful frog to a nature app, assuming it was a common one. But when researchers analyzed the DNA, they realized he had officially discovered a completely new species. This biological phenomenon is called cryptic speciation, where two completely different species look physically identical to our eyes. Because your brain is built to group similar things together to save processing power, it ignores the tiny visual details. You are literally surrounded by undiscovered wildlife. What's the weirdest creature you've ever seen outside? You probably discovered
The weirdest creature. My younger cousins.
an animal and you didn't even know it. You look at the bugs.
Yep, my younger cousin.
A kid never looked under his bed at night. His parents said it jokingly, and they never forgot to repeat it. Even as he got older, the rule stuck. Years later, alone in his apartment, he thought about it again. This time, curiosity won. He grabbed his phone, turned on the flashlight, and slowly leaned over the edge of the bed. Nothing.
Hang on. I'm gonna guess this one. I'm gonna orphan this. Or whatever people call it. I'm gonna guess. No, I have not watched this, I don't think. I don't remember what I've watched it, really. I'm gonna guess the mom's dead or something. And, he gets a text from her or something, I don't know.
Nothing there. He let out a quiet laugh and climbed back into bed. A second later, his phone buzzed. A message from his mom, sent just now. Why did you check? His chest tightened.
What did I just say? What did I
He
just say?
typed back, what? The reply came instantly.
What did I
I told
just
you
say?
not to look. His hands went cold because his mom passed away 3 years ago.
What did I just say? What did I just say?
And from beneath, why does the absolute worst weather make you feel so incredibly safe? Picture this. It's 3 a.m. Your room is dark, and outside your window, there is an absolute monster of a thunderstorm. The wind is howling, rain is slamming against the glass. But instead of being scared, it just felt extremely comforting and peaceful. Well, you are experiencing a hidden emotion known as chrysalism. It's that comforting feeling of being indoors during a massive storm. Millions of years ago, extreme weather meant certain death for our ancestors. So when you are wrapped in a blanket while chaos happens outside, your brain releases happy hormones. Your mind is literally rewarding you for surviving. It feels like you're inside an impenetrable fortress while the entire world outside gets completely deleted. Do you sleep better when it rains? Why does the absolute worst weather make you...
Do not know this!
like
A man working the
snoring.
night shift at a hotel noticed something strange about room 214. Every night around 2 a.m., someone inside would call the front desk asking for extra towels. But whenever staff brought towels upstairs, the room was completely empty. No luggage. The mother always checked under her son's bed before he went to sleep. Every night, she knelt down, shined a flashlight underneath, and showed him there were no monsters hiding there. One night, he
It's probably gonna be a while.
refused to get into bed until she checked twice. He was shaking and holding his blanket tightly, so she checked again. Under the bed, nothing. She smiled, tucked him into...
Please, babe, please. I'll cook for you. I'll clean for you. I'll do all your laundry, babe. Please. Please. Oh,
The girl started noticing something strange about her brother late every night. Every night around midnight, he would leave his room, walk down the hallway...